Here we are live, episode 11 of the Rare Network podcast. We've got guest Michael Loncar with us here, ACR pro poker player. He was with us at the Rare Evo. I'm sure we'll get into all that at some point here. But Michael, welcome. Thanks for joining us on the podcast.
Yo, thanks for having me on, man. Great to be here.
Absolutely, man. So we got to meet up at Rare Evo, talk a little crypto, talk a little poker and ACR. What are you kind of getting into since the event? What's hot right now in poker?
So right now, I'm right in the middle of a $100,000 challenge. Me and the other ACR team pros are competing. There's 10 of us competing for $100,000 worth of tournament buy-ins for the Triton High Roller Series in October in Monaco, Monte Carlo. And so right now, I'm just head down, grinding all day. So basically, there's two of us that are going to win one of these packages in a couple of weeks, and there's 4 or 5 categories that give us points. One of the categories is our 10 best ROI tournament scores on ACR, $8.80 and higher over the course of this challenge, which is running from September 3rd until October 2nd. The second part is right now ACR is running their biggest online tournament series ever with $50 million in guarantees for the month. And they have a massive leaderboard, and they're giving out $60,000 towards the leaderboard. And there's a overall leaderboard, high stakes, medium stakes, and low stakes leaderboards. And for our challenge, we get points for the high stakes and the medium stakes leaderboards, and we get points based on how well we do against the other ACR team pros on those leaderboards. And then there's a social media part of the challenge, which is we have to do 3 social media posts on our own channel, 3 social media posts that we have to make for the ACR channel, and 3 podcast appearances. Thank you. And that part of the challenge will be judged by a panel, including Chris Moneymaker and some others that work at ACR, and they'll be voting and distributing. You get points for that. And then the last part of the challenge, which starts on Monday, is the heads up tournament, heads up bracket, where, basically that's going to decide who goes and who stays. And whoever has the most points between all the categories at the end of the challenge, the top 2 point earners get $100,000 worth of buy-ins. And the sick part is that Nagy always says that he will always buy half of anyone's package if they choose to him. So if I win, I'll just sell half to Nagy instantly, put $50,000 in my pocket right away, and go and have a free roll for half of whatever I cash for in Monaco. So right now, it's hard enough to play 12 or 13 tournament tables all day long, and now you factor in social media content. Still trying to be a functional dad and husband. It's very
Yeah,
zapping, very draining. I'm not sleeping very much right now, but I'm going as hard as I can. I can't wait till October 3rd hits, so this will be done, and I can go back to normal life for a minute, so.
put in the hours, and I've been seeing you guys like as a team have been putting in a ton of content.
Yeah.
Over the years. I've kind of watched ACR and like the team and the Stormers and stuff, and been a part of that myself, and it's really grown over the past few years. Like even from the outside as somebody who's just a viewer now, like it has grown a lot. You guys are making a lot of really good content. Around the WSOP was amazing. Watching all that content from the team, so definitely crushing it there. And have you ever been to Monaco or anything like that?
No,
Kind of
I
dream
haven't.
dream
It's got
trip?
to be a top 5 worldwide destination that I want to go to, that I've
Absolutely.
never been. And it's funny. I was actually, when I was flying to your Rare Evo crypto conference, there was a guy sitting to my left, and this was before I knew that the challenge was going to be in Monaco, and he was talking to this kid on the other side of him on our row right there, and he was talking about all the places he's traveled around the world, and he was talking for about 10 or 15 minutes about Monaco. And because the kid asked, like, where's the craziest, like, what's the coolest place you've ever been? He's like, oh, Monaco, 100%. Like, you go there and you feel like you're just dirt poor because it's just unreal. You can feel the money and the Lambos and the yachts and the freaking caviar, and everything's just 10 times more expensive. And he's like, it's so beautiful. It's like, wow, there's the place on earth. It's like ultimate paradise for the ultra rich, and this is it. So, and that was like 1 week before they told us that the Triton series is going to be announced soon. It's going to be in Monaco. I was like, okay, I think this is kind of like lined up for me to go, because I've been on the short end of the stick on the last couple of challenges. We're doing this every like 3 months. We did the first one in January, and they actually gave top 3 a package, and I finished 4th by like 5 points. And it was like basically the heads up bracket had to go like the perfect combination of this person hitting the finals and this person losing, and this, and like all the stuff happened for me to lose by like 5 points, which is nothing. And then, so yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited this opportunity. Shout out to Phil Nagy for just letting us do this and have this opportunity. It's amazing. But yeah, it's amazing. It's like you said, it's been amazing watching myself, just watching ACR grow. Obviously, they've added, I think we were at 5 or 6 team pros, and now we're at 13. Adding an amazing team together with Moneymaker and a bunch of others, and
Yeah.
yeah, it's a great team to be a part of.
Absolutely. The software's evolved. It's
Yep.
it's absolutely amazing. Like if
Yep.
anybody hasn't downloaded the new ACR client out there, definitely suggest you check it out. It's crispy now. I love it a
Yeah,
lot.
yeah. They did a massive rebrand in June or July. I think it was June, and it's still, I'm still getting used to it. It's not America's Cardroom anymore. It's
Yeah.
ACR Poker, and if you go to acrpoker.eu, download the software, check it out. You can play. You can try out Play Money if you don't want to, make a deposit first, and just check out the software, check out the games, and it's the second biggest site in the world, by far the biggest in the United States. And obviously, being a dad and being a family man, and not wanting to stay out at the casino every night till 3 in the morning, it's amazing to play poker at home. Just be here with the
It-
kids and be on my laptop around the house and still make money and do what I love. So it's really nice.
yeah, absolutely. The freedom is amazing. I always love to kick back on a Sunday during football and throw on
Yes.
some poker tournaments, and maybe I call off work for Monday, maybe I don't. It's
That's right.
it's always fun, you know.
Yep.
So with poker and everything, like what led you into crypto, and
Mm.
how did you get to like Rare Evo and all the investing? When we met at Rare Evo, you were telling me, a little bit about your portfolio and things, and how did you get so deep down the rabbit hole? Like you're actually really tuned in with what's going on in the crypto world.
Yeah, so crypto has been my addiction for the last few years. Maybe even too much, honestly. I It's funny looking back. My first ever crypto transaction was during the 2017, was it 2017? December
Yeah,
2017,
like
when
the bull
Bitcoin peaked
run
out at
then.
20K.
Yeah.
Because I had a poker friend that bought Ripple at like 6/10 of a penny,
Oh man.
and had a big stack of it when it went up to $3 and had millions. And I was like, oh my God, I gotta get on this too. I think I bought like, I want to say I bought like $1,000 of Ripple on the way up at like $2, and then went up to 3. And I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just buying the hype. You're hearing about Ripple and crypto nonstop at the poker tables from people who had already been in the game. And I was like, oh my God, I gotta get in this too. It's soaring. I gotta get in on this pie. And then I got in like a week before it peaked. It peaked at $3. My $1,000 is worth 1,500. I'm like, oh my God, yes, free money, easy money. Yeah. And then it started sinking. And then when it went down to like $1.50, and my 1,000 was now worth like $7.50 or something like that, I was like, this is gonna keep sinking. I'm out. So I cashed it out, took a small loss, out of sight, out of mind for a while. And then the next time I was involved with crypto was, I actually had my biggest win ever on ACR. This was uh just a month or so later. Took first place on a $265 buy-in $1 million Sunday for 138,000, and was
Beautiful.
obviously at the time like, how the hell am I going to get my money off? And boom, I got a massive Bitcoin cash out for $138,000. And but I that was kind of just the beginning entry point of getting into crypto. Not, I guess that wasn't even what really got me into crypto. Was my dad. My dad was following a guy named Jordan Lindsay. He has a YouTube channel called Conquer Trading and Investing. And I guess he has been a top boss in just all markets, mainly stock markets, futures markets. And my dad had been following him for a long time, mainly for gold and silver and crude oil markets. And this was like summer of 2020. And Jordan had been talking about like, oh, I'm buying Bitcoin here at 4,000 and 5,000 and 6,000. And we're getting in, we're accumulating. The bull run's coming and the 4-year cycle. And my dad got me introduced to his channel. And really, it was me learning about the 4-year cycle and looking at the Bitcoin graph all time at that point and looking like, wow, it's really like matched up with this 4-year cycle to a T. So this looks like we're going to go on a bull run here. So I got heavily invested into Cardano and some other alts right there about August, September of 2020, and accumulated a ton and held a ton and didn't sell enough at the peak, but nonetheless made some profits. And sure enough, the 4-year cycle ended up just holding to a T. I remember when I got into the game during that summer of 2020, some people that I was listening to on YouTube were saying, okay, if you look at the 4-year cycle timeline, and Jordan said the same thing, it looks like Bitcoin will peak right around September, October 2021. And then when October 2021 came around, everything didn't explode like the previous cycle. And so then obviously me and a lot of experts were like, oh, maybe this time's different. Maybe there's a super cycle. And I think now it's pretty clear that FTX was suppressing the Bitcoin explosion by just dumping everything right there and keeping it below 70K as it seems. So I was tricked a little bit, unfortunately. Everyone else was tricked, or at least a lot of people, I think. Luckily, I sold everything by March 2022 on the way down, but still sitting on some profits. And then as everything came down, I was like, wow, so 4-year cycle is just perfectly intact. And I was an idiot for not paying attention to the timeline period instead of waiting for that blow off top, as they say. And so I said, okay, so 4-year cycle is intact. So I'm really going to be watching in a year or so from now when everything comes down and start accumulating for the next 4-year cycle, which I believe is going to happen. And sure enough, I started really paying attention and watching crypto videos and listening and looking at the technical analysis of charts right around October of last year. And I actually remember it's pretty sick to say. It's kind of a sick brag to say, is like when Bitcoin came down to about 15.5, 15.8 in that range, I had been watching everything like a hawk. I was like, oh my God, it's time to freaking get it right here. I can't believe Bitcoin's at 15.5. And I started buying heavily. Not Bitcoin though. I have no Bitcoin, no Ethereum. I treat Cardano as my Bitcoin because I believe, just like I believed in the last bull run, I believe that Cardano is the safest coin out of the big altcoins that will outperform Bitcoin and Ethereum. And that's always like the number one thing I want to ask the big YouTube guys that are millionaires and they display their portfolio and they're like, oh, I've got 50% in Bitcoin and 25% in Ethereum. And I always want to ask them like, but you also say what I say, which is I know, or 99% believe that Polygon Matic and Cardano and some other really top-notch top altcoins will outperform Bitcoin and Ethereum. So why are you? And the answer for them is always, well, it's the safe bet. And I know that if I can get a safe 3 or 4x, I'm happy with that. I'm not happy with that. If I know that Cardano, if I feel like if Cardano, I'm a gambler, but I'm a educated gambler, just like in poker. Like if I have that 80% chance to double my money, let's move it all in. Now, and I believe it's the same thing with Cardano. Like I'm willing to bet my stack and that Cardano will outperform Bitcoin Ethereum. So that's what I'm doing for the next bull run. I'm continuing. Like I just said to you before the call, I was like, man, I just want to get $1 million loan to buy Cardano here at 24 cents. Not financial advice. Do your own research. But I definitely think that the 4-year cycle is intact. Everything's right in line. And I'm personally expecting 2025 to be absolutely glorious, just like 2021 was. And that's where I'll be looking at the timeline this time and not the price amounts to start taking profits. And that's the number one thing I learned during the last cycle was to start taking profits when you got hefty profits sitting in front of your face, and don't get greedy, and just take chunks out as the market continues to go up, and you can't go wrong.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. And when things just get like super frothy, everybody's talking about it, it's time to take some profits off the table. I feel like I've run a very similar story when it comes to like excuse me, my history in crypto and things like that. So very, very interesting. And I
And
feel like a lot of people watching will say the same too, you know?
it'll be really interesting to see when the next cycle peak is, because if you look at the timeline of everything, it looks like it's going to be somewhere between August and November of 2025. Somewhere in that little window is my prediction of when the next cycle top will be. So it'll be interesting to see in a couple of years if that holds true, and I think it will.
Yeah. And I guess shout out to Nagy again and ACR just because that's
Yes.
kind of where I got my introduction to crypto was after Black Friday. That's where I played poker and getting
Yep.
funds on and off. I used Bitcoin and Ethereum. I remember it was like faster to use Ethereum at one point than the
Yep.
Bitcoin network and all that stuff. And that's kind of what piqued my interest. And it still is to this day. Like I use Ethereum to get my money on and off of ACR real easy. And I'm sure you found it easy when you hit that big win.
Yep.
I'm sure the money was in your account and off of the poker site, really quickly and easily. So that's
Yep.
always super interesting to me, like the history of how that stuff happened. And now kind of digging into the event, Rare Evo, I hope you had a great time. It
It was amazing.
seems
It was
it
amazing.
seemed like it fit with your portfolio really
Oh
well.
my god, it
So
was my dream. Yeah, so my two Singularity Net, AGIX, it's about 33% of my portfolio, and Cardano is about 33% of my portfolio. And obviously, it was amazing to meet Charles for a second there, Charles Hoskinson, and meet Janet from Singularity Net, and just listen to them talk about the projects and be there. And just it was amazing, man. It was a dream for me. I love crypto so much, and I love those projects so much, and it was amazing to talk to those people and talk to some other projects that I'm involved with, or should I say invested in, such as Decentral Games, Michael Guy. Um, it was really cool talking to, I'm trying to remember the project name. It's like Jam something. It's a Singularity Net music project. I can't remember what it was, but it was cool talking to them. And it was just awesome. I got to meet Dap Central, one of my favorite YouTubers who's just always talking about everything Cardano. And he was there. And
yep.
just a great experience, man. Very cool. Like I said, it was a dream come true for me to meet those crypto minds and just be there and soak it up. And it was a great experience. You put on a great show.
Thanks, man. Thank you so much for coming, having you a
Yo, thanks
part
for
of
having
it.
me, man. That
And
was amazing.
yeah, it's always fun and like to bring that real world experience that you have and the poker community with crypto and to be able to share that is awesome. Like I think people need to hear those like real world stories and stuff. So that's really cool. And then that it fits so well with you. Was that your first like kind of blockchain event that you've been to?
Yes, I've
Or
never
have
been
you
to
been to
any
others?
any type of crypto anything in real life. So that was really, really cool.
Awesome, man. Awesome. I really
Yeah.
love that. Glad you got to join us. And the poker was so much fun
Yes.
at night with Central Games and Michael Guy and Icy up there. I wish we could have gotten Joey in some of those games. We'll have to get him in next year and stuff. But that was a really fun time, a great memory from the event. I had a great time kind of letting loose up there, playing some cards and
Yo,
having
how
some
much do
bomb
you love
pots.
double board bomb pot PLO now? It's the best. It's the
It's
best. So for
the
those of you that don't know,
best.
Me and Rand, we went up to his suite, uh, 8, 9 of us from our group, and we played a little, friendly $200 buy-in cash game. And yeah, it was dealer choice, and I introduced everyone to double board PLO bomb pots, which is Omaha High. Everyone gets dealt 4 cards, and everyone just puts in, what were we putting in? Everyone's putting in like $3 to start the
Like
hand.
$3. Yeah.
Everyone, so there's like $24 in the middle with 8 players, and you put out 2 flops and the small blind axe, and boom. And it's so much. It makes Hold'em seem like the most boring, dumb game ever because it's just so much action, so much going on. It's a lot of fun. I could play that game for play money all night long and be very into it.
It's a great group game. Like we were
Yes.
having so much fun, just it's a little gambly fun.
Yep.
I've even seen Michael Guy post on Twitter the debate that you told us that you and your friend were having on like do you always check under the gun?
You
On
posted
the
about that?
Yeah, I love it. I think the answer is you always check. Like it's 100% of the time. I think you check. I think it's funny.
He
But
made a
that's a
good point. Yeah,
great.
he made a good point because he's like, if you're betting out of the small blind into the whole field, you're just announcing I've got a nutted hand, and you don't want to give that away. And you can always just check raise if you have a big hand. So yeah, that might be it. Probably is the best strategy.
It's a fun one. That's a fun
Yeah.
one to debate with friends while playing. You know what I mean?
Yep.
That's it. It was a great game and a great time, and I'm glad you made it out. I think next year, little alpha for anybody that watches this. I think we'll be moving to the Vegas area, so it could get really exciting there. We have some very
Yeah.
big venues we're going to talk to next week. We'll be in Vegas, so by the time this podcast comes out, probably 3 or 4 days after this podcast comes out, we'll be
Awesome.
in Vegas doing those site visits, and definitely want to have you back to that. Maybe get ACR involved a little bit in some way. Definitely want to
Yes,
make something fun happen. So
that would be awesome.
glad we had a good time there. About the ACR tournaments that are going on right now, what's the online series running right now? What's going on with
So
that?
they
What are
are
the
running.
guarantees like?
Yeah, so they are running what is called the OSS XL series, and like I said, it's their biggest tournament series ever. It's $50 million in guarantees. It started September 3rd and it goes until October 2nd. And it's the cool thing about it is there are massive tournaments at all buy-in levels. Like there's good tournaments for $1 and all the way up to $2,650 buy-ins, and everything in between. $11 buy-ins, $100 buy-ins, $50 buy-ins, $600 buy-ins, big guarantees every day of the week, all day long. So it's been fun and grueling grinding all these tournaments all day, every day for this challenge. But hopefully I can come out on top, and hopefully I'm in Monaco
Gotta
in a month.
Yeah, win that vacation in Monaco. I'm sure Nagy went to the last Triton, right? He comes along as well and plays
So he's
to
gone
some
to
of
the
these talks.
last. He's gone to the last 3 or 4 Triton events. He's playing in all the big
Oh wow,
buy-ins. He actually played in a $1 million cash game that was streamed a couple months ago out there. And we'll see. I talked to him on the phone a couple days ago, and he actually said, "Oh, I might not go out this time. I've been traveling so much. I want to spend, a little more time with my wife and kids." But like I told him, I was like, "Okay." I was like, "But we both know if I win the package and me and my wife are going, you're going to be there." And I know Nagy, he'll be there. He wants to win a Triton so bad, and yeah, I know he'll be there. He'll be there.
that's awesome, man. I love that he plays and kind of gets in it, and it's like he says, it's good for poker. It's
Yep.
good stuff. The content you guys have been putting out lately has been amazing. Like the whole team, it's been on fire. The past like consistently for years now. Like I feel like the past several years now, you guys have been on fire and growing that platform more than any other poker, platform I see out there. So shout out to
Hmm.
you guys for all the hard work you're putting in. Like definitely as a viewer, I see it. You guys are grinding. So
Yeah, we got a great team. I love all the individuals on the team, and it's kind of a rare thing I feel like for everyone to get along and for everyone to be friends. And um, got a special thing at ACR right now. It's definitely on top of the amazing content, and streamers, and all that stuff. Like it just as far as the personal connection level, it's can't be beat right now. They put together a great team, great people.
So before we wrap it up, what do you do to relax now when you're not playing poker, you're not traveling, you're not making content? What do you do to like get your mind off everything? What are you watching? What are you getting into?
I mean, I got 3 boys. I got a wife. Play poker all
Hanging
the
with the
time.
kids.
Stream. I'm out of my mind busy all the time, even when the challenge isn't running. It's funny when I met my wife 7 years ago. I was a all day wake and bake. We're just gonna hit the bong right to start the day. And as much as I miss that, uh, you know, when I moved in with my wife, I was still a stoner. She had 2 boys, and we were like, okay, like you can't really do this all day here, taking care of the kids and stuff while I'm at work. So I was like, okay. So I now own. I'm a nighttime toker. I'm a midnight toker, and so I go the other way now. In the morning, I drink my coffee, get the energy going, and it's great for being more clear minded for poker and just being able to be on a podcast and not be super baked and out of it. It has its advantages as much as I miss the relaxation of it. So now I've got a nice routine of okay, put the kiddos to bed. It's 8:30 now, 9 o'clock. Hit my vape pen, which is amazing because you don't have that strong smell. And I like to just
Relax a
kick
little bit
back,
with the wife.
relax, watch some crypto videos, watch some basketball videos. I'm a basketball junkie as well. Um, and it's funny because like I don't really watch a lot of poker. I really only watch poker when my wife's watching poker. She watches a lot of poker. I'm not playing poker because I play poker all the time. So like I don't want to. Sometimes I'm in the mood. Most time I don't want to watch poker when I'm not playing poker. I want to watch crypto and basketball videos. Pretty much nighttime. Kids go to sleep around 10. Wife goes to sleep around 11. From like 11 to 1 is like my time to just smoke a bowl, hit my vape pen, call my brother, watch a crypto YouTube video, watch a basketball YouTube video, relax, and just have some me time. So that's kind of what I do to relax, and yeah.
That's awesome, man. That's what's up. Gotta definitely take care of yourself and have a moment, for sure.
Yes.
Awesome. Anything we should wrap up with? How do people find you that are finding this through our podcast? How do people find you to find the stream and everything you're doing in the poker world?
So I stream on Twitch. My username on there is Loncar Poker with no space, Loncar Poker. And then I also post a ton of content on my Instagram page, especially my Instagram story. I'm doing literally like 50 Instagram stories a day, updating everyone with all ins and everything that's going on for the challenge right now. And my username over on Instagram is Michael_Loncar. And yeah, that's how people can find my stuff. And then I'm also Loncar Poker over on YouTube, which I'm really trying to build up and get more content over to my YouTube page mainly for my Twitch streams and creative videos for ACR, especially during these challenges. Had a lot of fun. Man, my wife's the best. If I win this challenge, she's the MVP of this challenge for me, not me. It's her for real. We were told about this challenge the last week of August. And so I said to her, hey, let's start thinking about creative social media posts. And literally within 2 minutes, she's like, what do you think about making a rap song and shooting a music video with her cousin who everyone on my Twitch stream knows him as Mr. Wet Fire. There's a Wet Fire clip that I play from one of his music videos he made on YouTube like 10 years ago. And so I took 2 days, wrote the lyrics out of this poker rap song with all the ACR pros in the song. And then I actually have a friend here in Sacramento, a poker friend who makes rap beats for real record label artists in the Bay Area. I'm in Sacramento. So I texted him, I was like, yo, can you please make me a really sick beat for this rap song I want to make? And he's like, no problem. 2 hours later, he sends me a super sick beat. And the next day, I have my wife's cousin over. We took 90 minutes. We recorded the song over and
Like
over
a
again, made it
pro.
sound good. And then I sent the vocals back to my friend that sent me the beats, and he mixed in the beats with the vocals and made it sound good studio style. And then we literally finished recording the song. And my wife and his wife, who have been best friends since middle school, which is how they met, got all dressed up in little sexy dancer outfits. And my wife's sister, my sister-in-law, came out with us and we shot a music video of us lip syncing and dancing, and we put it out, and I'm super proud of it. I feel like it's pretty good. It's not bad.
I love that. That's great content. I'm
Yeah.
definitely gonna have to check that out after the stream here. That's awesome,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, yeah. I'll send you a link. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's really cool. Oh man.
And
Anything
yeah,
else we should
obviously, if
cover?
any of you want to check that out, you can go to my YouTube page, Loncar Poker. It's one of my most recent posts. It's called the name of the song is "Ship It to Papa," which is my slogan for when I win a hand. I always say that on stream, "Ship It to Papa." So appropriate song title. It was fun. It was a super fun project. And like I said, if I win this challenge, wifey's the MVP. And I'm not just saying that. Put me on a lie detector test. It's funny. I told her, I was like, so this is what they mean when they say behind every great man is a great woman. So basically, the great woman's doing all the heavy lifting. We're just smiling and pretending like it's us. But yo, she's amazing. She's amazing. So shout out to my wife for
That's
everything she's done for this challenge. And obviously,
that's awesome.
just too, like, it's such a heavy load. Although I'm working my ass off, my wife's maybe even working harder because I'm not there to help as
Kids and
much during this month with the kids and the soccer practices. So it's been a taxing month, and we're both excited for this challenge to be over in less than 2 weeks, to say the least.
Hopefully you guys win, and maybe Rare Evo 2024 will have to get you performing that song on the
Hey, there we
on
go.
the
There we
main
go.
stage.
Yeah.
We'll have some fun. So everybody check that out. Get some tickets today, and we'll wrap it up, man. This has been a great podcast. I'm so glad we got to do this. We'll definitely have to do another one in the next few months and kind of see. Hopefully, you win a Triton, and we're back on here
Can you
discussing
imagine?
that
Oh man.
championship. I feel it. It's coming. I'm gonna put it in the cards right now. And yeah, man, thanks for the time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me on. I'm always down to come on your podcast. Always been a big fan of yours. Keep up the great work. I'm so proud of you, man. Like I was telling some people on my stream that day, I was like, yo, like Rand a few years ago was streaming ACR, low stakes, and now he's running his own crypto conference, having private dinners with Charles Hoskinson, doing big crypto things. And obviously, I think you're just a perfect testament of hard work pays off. I'm really proud of you, man.
Thanks, man. Thank you. We're definitely here, cranking it out. We're already working towards next year. Tickets and booths are already selling. We're
Amazing.
looking to put speakers up on the website and stuff as we speak. So yeah, man, I appreciate it. Like the heartfelt, words like that really hit deep, and I'll definitely let our co-founder know because we work really hard, and so it's good to hear that stuff, and good to hear that everybody had a great time, and
Yes.
it did something for you. You got a return out of
Yep.
the event. So
Oh, it
we
was amazing, man.
appreciate
I'll never
that. And
forget it. Yeah, it was amazing. Thanks again for
we'll
having me, man.
anytime, man, and we'll do it again next year.
All right. I'm down. I'm there. You know it.
Cheers, brother.